What's up, guys? Speegzz here. Here in the Mustang GT 2000 with my friend Tony. I thought I would get a more in-depth tour of the Mustang. Why don't you tell us about your car a little bit? What'd you do to it?
It's 2000 Mustang GT. Has a TKO 500 transmission.
Okay.
410 rear Cobra diff and a Bama tune.
Okay, and before you continue, for stupid people like me who don't know anything about cars, what does that mean?
It has a short ratio transmission. Basically, it makes the most out of the engine's torque. Because believe it or not, the engine's stock. But the fact that you have a upgraded transmission and a upgraded rear, which is basically a shorter ratio too, it's a higher ratio. So you get pretty much the max acceleration you can get to the ground.
So that's a 0 to 60 in 1.2 seconds. So
Yes,
another quick question. I've noticed you got some stuff around here, some anime kind of stuff. Isn't this an American car?
It's an American car, but how I see it is, if you pay for the car, you pay for your shit, and if you want to have your own touch, let's be realistic, it's a Mustang. You know how many, they sell one like every 30 seconds basically. You want to have your own touch on it. The Mustang is basically the Civics of the muscle car world. There's so many of them, so honestly, if you have a car, you should always put your own touch on it. It doesn't matter if it's a Geo Metro. If you like it, put your own touch on it. I so agree with that.
Okay, I agree with that. That's cool. So knowing that you own a Mustang, you must hate Japanese cars so much.
That's not a fact. I actually own one.
Okay.
And
So
I will say this, Japanese, I'm not going to say, all right, so Toyota, prime example. Toyota, as a Japanese, they don't think in the now like us. They think 20 years from now. Because keep in mind, in Japan, they don't just throw shit out willy-nilly. They use it until they can't anymore. And that's one of the facts why their cars last so long. I'm going to give you a slight history lesson. Fun facts. Back a long, long time ago, let's say the 60s. Really, I think back then it was just Toyota. Just Toyota. They had... Oh, brain farting. Okay. They had the engine blocks, for example. Honda was actually the one who used to do this. Toyota did too, but I know more about Honda in this situation. They used to make the engine blocks. Then they would leave them outside to get hot, cold, rust over, hot, cold, so the blocks, basically chemical compound, the metal could settle. The Americans weren't doing that. They were just shoving out cars, shoving out cars, shoving out cars. And back then, it was rare if the car hit 75,000 miles. One of the reasons why American cars got such a bad name, the only damn thing that lasted back then were really our trucks. And the Japanese, when it came to it, think about the 80s, they fucked us up. And when it came to sales and reliability. And they had a lot of dope cars back then. Everyone remember the Mazda 323 GTX?
yes, absolutely.
All-wheel drive turbo car. Pushed close to 200 horsepower, weighed as much as a loaf of bread.
Pretty
Why not?
dope as hell.
I mean, why not? What did they have back then? Trans Am and the Mustang, they were slow as shit back then. What, 220 horsepower?
Smoky in the van.
Oh, don't get me wrong, though. That was a dope
Fucking
car.
dope shit.
Don't get me wrong, they had a shitload of torque, but all-wheel drive,
Can't beat it.
can't beat it.
Do you have any
sometimes.
future plans for the Mustang, or what? I mean, I don't want to give your whole mod list, but do you have any future plans, big plans for the car? Like what do you do with it? You take it to track meets, or just kind of tell us about that.
Mustang will eventually be. I like drifting. My total plan for Mustang, I want this car to be a road course boss. Because as people always say, Mustangs can't handle, but it's not really the Mustang itself. It's the people. I'm not gonna lie, Mustangs. It's a little bit. I take it autocrossing more than once, and it's twitchy. But I got ahead of my class more than once. Beating boosted Miatas. And autocrossing, anyone who's ever done it, it's straight transition. There's really nothing to do with speed. It's all how you drive this car. If you're smooth with your hands, you can make it really work for you. That power can come through if it has to sling. If you have to sling it around. So, it's all how you drive these cars. Don't get me wrong, live axles are garbage. If you hit a bump, it's all over the fucking place. It twitches like a bitch. But you could really do something. Honestly, I'll probably throw some coilovers on it, because right now it's lowered on Boglins, which are really good, by the way, Boglin springs. And polyurethane everything. If you stiffen this car up, do quality stuff. Do it right. If you're going to replace your springs, replace the bushings. You're going to do this, change the control arms, improve stuff. Keep in mind, especially my year Mustang, it's 16 years old. If the oldest new wedge is 17 years old, they're old cars now. You should update them. And with new stuff from now, the cars handle really well, I gotta say. I mean, I drove this car to Georgia, and it wasn't that bad. My ass didn't even hurt that much.
So you heard it from the pro, ladies and gentlemen. We'll send you, or we'll stay tuned, I guess, because there's going to be some awesome shots of the Mustang. Thank you, Tony, for giving us insight of the car. And
Driver, guys.
yeah, stay tuned for some more videos, and stay tuned for the photo shoot or this video thing that's going to go down.